education offers students theory, practical hands-on experience, and the professional business building strategies that they really need to succeed. And in Albuquerque, Mark Pardo personifies the Aveda lifestyle: hair, skin, body, and now let's add a little soul. We want to welcome the Mark Pardo. So happy to have you back.
Well, thank you for having me.
We want you back more often. We talk about you all the time, and really you have created quite the branding and something that is really just its own institution across New Mexico.
Well, call me anytime.
I can't live without it, I'll tell you that much. We also want to welcome Alex Romero, CEO and President of the Hispano Chamber of Commerce. Welcome, Alex.
Good morning.
Thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me here.
Well, it's, we're talking about something really exciting today about the groundbreaking new Aveda Institute. But before we get to that, I want to ask you, how do you define beauty?
I think it's really kind of an emotional state, really. I think you have to be balanced and understand, and really have to have a heart of pure intent. That's really what I would define it as.
I love that. That's a great way to think of it. And why Aveda? Why did you decide to work with Aveda products?
You know, I've been with them since I think '87. It's just the integrity of the company. I mean, they are everything they say they are. These are it's organic. There's no petroleum derivatives.
It's a big deal.
And it's very balancing for the body.
It's funny because in Albuquerque, the magazine, they'd asked me what I use in the morning to make sure I look my best, and I was saying I use the Aveda Spark. And of all the things I said in the entire article, that's the one thing people keep coming up to me and saying, I love Aveda products, I love Aveda Spark. So, I mean, the reputation of not only Mark Pardo, but the products that you use is already, I mean, it speaks for itself. Now, this is what I want to ask you, because we're talking about the new Aveda Institute.
Right.
So I want to ask you, in conjunction with what you're speaking of, what is the vision that you have for the Aveda Institute?
Well, I think it's going to be the premier educational resource for understanding and learning the art of cosmetology. That's my vision with it. And
doing it in an amazing place. And I want to ask Alex how the location is affecting New Mexico.
Well, it's interesting, and really, Mark's story is a remarkable story. He's really impacting three huge areas in this community. One, he employs 150 people, which is huge for a small business person. Secondly, he's going to be educating 100 individuals, kids, people who are looking to become entrepreneurs, own their own businesses, etc.
That's right.
And then thirdly, he's invested $2 million basically in a pocket of the downtown area that has been kind of quiet over the years, and that's a huge investment and a credit to Mark.
Absolutely.
Because what that'll do is it'll bring business. That will attract other business. Part of his plan is to create, within phase one, invite a restaurant to be a part of that little development. So it's about jobs. And this story really is about education, it's about jobs, it's about our economy, and we're proud of what Mark is doing.
Absolutely. And Mark, let me ask you, how did you decide that this was the location you wanted?
We looked at a lot of areas all throughout Albuquerque. We wanted to be close to UNM, transportation with the rail runner close by, access to the I-40 on Rio Grande. The other thing was parking. We have, if you have 100 plus students, a lot of them have cars, and the customers are there. I'm
glad you said that, because as a customer, that's one of the things we do think about. And I want to ask you what the students can actually expect when they come into the Aveda Institute, and the instructors as well. What can they expect?
Well, I think, one, first using the Aveda product, which is, I think, the best product available for their own health. But I think just the education, it's very fashion forward. You're going to get the first level of what's out there, the new advancements in technology with color and the science of what we do.
And the world of beauty is constantly changing and getting better and better. And we actually heard from a few of the students and instructors, so what I want to do is take a listen to what they had to say.
So, tell me what you think. This is a gorgeous facility. It has high ceilings. I'm in the SEology program, so I can't wait to be here and utilize this gorgeous building.
I love it. I think it's extremely exciting. I think the opportunity that has been given to not only New Mexico, but Albuquerque itself to revitalize such a beautiful area. I think this is a great addition, and it's going to be very exciting.
I'm really excited about it. I think it's going to be really beautiful. I can't wait to see the finishes, and I'm really excited about the renovation. I think that aesthetically it's going to really be more what an Aveda Institute is like. And as far as our mission at Aveda, renovating an old building really goes along with trying to be leaders in environmental responsibility.
I'm impressed. It's very urban, just a really great vibe, really great feel, and I'm just excited to see the finished product.
Wow, that's exciting for them too. So as exciting as it is and gratifying as it is for you to see this, it feels really good to the people because, as I always say to you, your team, entire team, takes a lot of pride in what they do with you.
Well, thank you.
And it's very obvious. It always shows. And I want to talk to you, Alex, about the fact that this area has undergone significant revitalization over the last decade. And sort of speaking to what you said before, I want to ask you how you've been seeing something like this advancing the community and what your expectations are in advancement for the entire business and residential communities across the area.
Well, what happens in a traditional downtown that's being redeveloped, which we have been through for quite some time now, is that you have to create activities that will bring people to the area.
Absolutely.
And so the downtown market employs a lot of people. However, the idea is to bring them back and keep them there. And so when you create an institute like Mark has done, and this building really was, the original building was developed in the 1940s.
Wow.
So to redevelop that property is a huge thing.
Definitely.
And so now you've got potentially 100 students and an ability to even develop beyond that. And you get a restaurant, you get activity. The restaurant will provide additional jobs.
That's great.
And it's really part of the concept of downtown revitalization, so it's impressive.
Absolutely. Well, tell us exactly how the Hispano Chamber of Commerce has actually helped facilitate new businesses in itself.
What we do is we are advocates, we champion small businesses, and the average small business actually employs less than 20 people.
Wow. And you said 150?
So,
Mark.
yeah, it's a huge impact. The fact that there's a lot of little businesses that create a huge economic impact, and their stories are not told because obviously they're small, they're doing their thing, but the reality is that folks like Mark in his business have a huge economic impact, and it really makes a big difference. They employ a lot of people, and you think about the big companies and expansions and all of that. Well, the reality is that without companies like Mark, without individuals like Mark who are willing to make an investment, a personal sacrifice for their communities and the people in those communities, that's what the vitality in a community is all about. And the Chamber, we are advocates, we support small businesses, and so we're proud of what Mark has done and what's happening here.
As you should be, and you should be very proud. And your name, I always say, we just had a discussion about this, that the name is synonymous with, with beauty, with hair, skin, and body. And we kind of go back and forth a little with the branding, but at the end of the day, it comes back to Mark Pardo Salon and Spa.
That's what we've always been.
Yes.
But hair and skin, body is what we do.
So it's kind of you said it's kind of more like your tagline.
Yeah, in a sense, yes.
But when we hear Mark Pardo, just the name in itself, you have to have a lot of pride because all of your customers certainly do.
I wanted to say your hair looks great.
Well, thank you, and we can thank Danielle Pence for that at the Paseo location. Thank you so much, Danielle. And I want to remind all of our viewers where all the Mark Pardo Salon and Spas are located. Certainly, you could go all the way across town from Wantabo to Wyoming, central, southeast, all the way down to Coors Bypass and up at Wantabo. And I would definitely recommend always making an appointment because these are high demand stylists that you want to call in advance. Thank you both, Alex, Mark. Thank you so much for being here. It was a pleasure.
Thanks for having us.
And good luck with the new institute. We're really excited to see the final product. And coming up, buy an antique, pay for an education. We'll tell you where, when, and how. It's coming up next.